NaVi, who, you know, you saw the stomp that he just gave NIP, just a beating. So even if they end up losing that, okay, sure, you might think, okay, Cobble, that's our best map. Yeah, but you have to keep in mind, you're playing against NaVi, get to start on the CT side, you possibly being one map down, that's going to be rough.
The fans are taking up here. We've got a Mexican wave going on. We've also got 60 seconds to phone in our predictions. Fifth, what are you going to do?
I still think that NB will take it, 2-1.
Natu, quickly.
I agree. 2-1 NB is going to be the storyline.
2-1 NB.
Yep, NBS win, 2-1. Train goes to NaVi.
Yeah, that's exactly my thoughts as well. So we're going to have egg on our face if we've got it wrong. Thanks for your thoughts, guys. We're going to come back between the map. But now, what a great day for Counter-Strike. What a great day for a final. It's going to be NBS versus NaVi, cast by Anders and Semler. Take it away, boys.
And we are here with the grand finals. It is DreamHack, the CSGO major here in Cluj-Napoca. I'm here with Semler, and we've got NaVi and NV playing a best-of-3 game. And look at the crowd. They're getting fired up now. Semler, you ready for this?
Oh, yeah, boy. Now we've got the full stadium. Now everybody's packed. They're ready for this match. And this is just a legendary lineup against another legendary lineup. 2 legendary lineups going at it, and 2 legendary offers going at it. And today, we'll see one of those offers who've never won a major before take the title. So this finals, Anders, it's hard to top.
I mean, it's very unexpected to see NaVi here on stage. Envy, maybe yes, but the CIS team here, they have fought very hard to get where they are.
Guardian just would not be denied. That was it. You saw it going into this tournament. He says, I've never trained this hard going into a tournament before. I'm hungry. I want it. He was not to be denied the final. They made NiP look like fools in the semis, and now they could potentially do the same thing to Envy, because Envy had to fight tooth and nail to get through their semifinal match versus G2. It was so close. They've spent a lot more energy than NaVi today, and so that's where it really gets difficult. Will Envy be able to keep up or hit a peak again, or do they just not have it in them, and it's NaVi who are just going to take control right from the beginning of the match?
NaVi coming off of that high of beating NiP as convincingly as they did, and then a bit of a cool down before this match. Not too much, luckily. They actually managed to just, you know, maybe get a little bit to eat and drink, and now they're back into it here. Envy, they've had a long cool down since their match. You got to wonder if that's gonna, have they sort of reset themselves, or are they coming into this a little bit too cold? There's so many questions to be answered like that. It's gonna be on train first, as you can tell. Envy starting on the CT side and NaVi on the terrorist side here. And apart from Guardian, we should also point out that flamie went absolutely ham against NiP as well. Though it's between the two of them, they carried NaVi through right at the beginning.
Both of these teams have that one-two punch combination, Anders. You have Kenny and Apex, the two godlike players over on Envy, who I think are the linchpins. Kenny to back up Apex, his forward rifler, his entry fragger, the man who's going to be here to make the plays for Envy. And then you have, you know, NBK, kioShiMa, Happy. They're the backup to all of these guys, to these two. NaVi, they have Guardian and they have flamie. The godlike offer, just incredible performance from him today so far. flamie as well, right up there with him with the rifle. And then, of course, you know, you have Seized, you have Edward, you have Zeus backing those up. So both of these teams have 2 players who have just had outstanding performances.
And I'm very much looking forward to seeing to what extent Starix and the backlines there has been able to counter-strat Envy. How much is he going to be able to do mid-round calling against them here? That's going to be an interesting fact to look at as well. Right now, it looks like NaVi have picked up 4 armors, and Zeus, I'm assuming, is going to go for a little bit of utility. And on the Envy side, not quite decided yet here, as we are just about to get ready with it. Some really great signs. The crowd have been amazing at coming up with all these signs, so keep it up, guys. You're doing a very good job indeed. And I hope all you guys at home out there on Twitch are first and foremost spamming the chat away, but also inviting all your friends here to join us for the grand finals. First round is coming up, and they are already leaving the bomb behind NaVi, so kind of showing us that they're just looking for a way into this round.
Already a change in tendencies as well. Edward is not, he has not been made the raid boss. He doesn't have that Tech 9. It's just a Glock and Kevlar for him. It's Zeus going for the extra guns, and Guardian who's been given the P250. The P250, so even NaVi now they're saying, actually, we kind of just have to put it all on Guardian. Guardian, go do your work. We're going to give you the best possible situation. I mean, apart from flamie dying early, Guardian is still capable to do massive damage here.
All right, and that was Kenny with a headshot down on Ivy, opening up the round, favoring Envy there. So that's definitely going to be important. That also slows things down a lot more for NaVi, who are already very slow on the terrorist side. I think we've been sort of reiterating throughout the whole tournament that is their style, it's the format they like to play. So 45 seconds, there's still plenty of time here for the terrorist side to make a move. They've got one smoke for sidewalk here, and they're going to put it up. Happy won't be able to see what's going on, and in response he's going to move closer while shooting blindly and not connecting with anyone. They're going to make their way to the site. The NB rotation is already coming in, and they're ready for it here. Bomb is probably going to go down, but can they actually hold the bomb site? NaVi, they don't have great positions. Kenny going to hit one more headshot there, taking down Zeus, and Happy charges through. Guardian's going to be gone. Cease dies as well. Happy ending up with a double, and Kenny with a triple. That's a fantastic start here for the Frenchman. Semler, nobody even died.
Yeah, this is a really surprising result, actually, considering how much NB seem to struggle with their pistol rounds right now. It's all, you know, they're the legendary team to come back with the second round when they go for the force buy with the CZs and the Kevlar, couple of nades. Now, NB, this time, right off the bat, everybody survives that pistol. Everybody gets a piece of the action. They all have the money to go for whatever they want here in the follow-up round, and that just leaves NaVi stumped. Although, as I say that, they get the bomb plant, but that doesn't stop NaVi from actually investing in this round, and it's full deagles. Yeah, 5 deagles across the board here for NaVi. Are NV about to just walk into a freight train?
Quadruple deag coming at NV. They're no strangers to the deagles, so I'm hoping they figure out how to play against this. Happy, this is one of those things that I always worry about. He's sort of recommitting to the fight, and all you have to do is peek out once and you're going to get your face blown off. It might not be worth it. They have to get on and get the bomb down there. As Apex taking a fight, and Zeus instantly going to punish him, although Zeus and Guardian are very low on health. Here's another shot from Edward, taking down kioShiMa, and NV are giving it to them. They are taking these fights rather than waiting for them to get close to the site, using their grenades against them. They're sort of relying on just the aim skill here. Kenny must have been noticed as well.
And they have, exactly, there we go. Kenny managed to pick up one, but they do have the utility, NV, so they need to stop taking these straight up fights. Happy's going to take out Zeus as he goes through, and then Kenny gets the drop on Edward. Nice shot there. That leaves Flamie and Seized. That's the last 2 alive here for NaVi, and a spray fight there from Seized. Double kill for Seized, and Kenny, he's the last man alive. He's turned it into a 1v1, but with 7 HP left here on Seized, he's upgraded to the rifle. He chucks out an HE, hoping to get something done. But with 35 seconds left here, the only issue is that the man alive, Kenny, he's got the bomb. So Seized, he's hoping for Kenny to make a mistake to try and go and push, but Kenny, all he has to do is sit here and wait for Seized's hand.
I almost wish that Cease would actually use the deagle instead, because I don't see him winning a spray fight with Kenny right now. 1 bullet is going to be all it takes, and Kenny comes jumping around the corner. Nice job here from the Frenchman, and someone that we're looking for to go huge. That's a quad kill on the round, barely saving it. NaVi did make it super expensive here, and they could actually afford an AK, but they were going to do it. All right, it's grand finals time. They're not going to save anything. They go for double AK and then buy up on everybody else, and that's just a sign, a recognition of how much damage they did in that last round.
Yeah, it's that no fear moment. All right, we know it's a 1v1. You guys don't have much money. Kenny was 7-0-0, by the way, at the end of that second round. He's got the money for an AWP. So this might actually catch NaVi off guard a little bit here. NaVi, though, going for their default. 2-1-2. This time, though, Apex not waiting around. He picks off Edward immediately. Does manage to get out of there as well. 2 players have been spotted over at Alley as well, so now really, NV, they got that first pick. Now they can fall back onto the sites and really force NaVi's hand.
I like it. It's the reverse James Bond score. Agent Kenny with the license to kill everybody. Edward is going to be the first man down here, so a bit of a shame there. Also, no armor on Zeus, so if he runs into a rifle, it's going to be a little bit less comfortable for him. The aim punch and also just the straight headshots are going to be a little bit more damaging. Kenny got to be careful. He's moving close, and he's got a little bit of backup on the other side in kioShiMa, who only has a pistol, though. Kenny looking for the shot. He goes down to Flamie, and so does kioShiMa, and a great return into the round here for NaVi.
That was very frustrating. That was very awkward, actually. Kenny, just that timing, goes for the double scope, pays for it. Seized, gonna get spotted out by Happy. Bit of a sloppy spray there, but Happy gets the job done regardless. And we're into a 3-on-3. Bit of a backstab possible, but NBK still on that B site, holding it down. So no joy for Zeus. Return kill, though, from Flamie. And now we're into a 2-on-2. And NaVi are gonna start trying to press up onto that bomb train. NV should have an idea of what's going on. Yeah, exactly. They're trying to change up their position now. They're wrapping back through CT, trying to get those long lines to make use of the rifles that they picked up.
And it's the deadly combo. That's their Flamie and Guardian, so I wouldn't count them out just yet, even if they have a little bit less to work with here. Flamie in the corner. That grenade gave him away, and NBK knew exactly where that was coming from. He's got the double. He's going to get the triple as well, and NV are going to win the round one more time. But again, NaVi, they take out 3 members. They put the bomb down as well. I'd be surprised if they don't just buy one more time here.
That was very well done. Yeah, they're going to try and keep the pressure up here, NaVi. This is an issue, though, because when NaVi get into this kind of strategy, they're denying Guardian the AWP. They need to win a round and steal an AWP off of Kenny, basically, because otherwise, look at this. The money for them, they're barely cracking $4,000 right now, so that op, it's not going to be there for Guardian. Yes, he can do incredible things with the AK, but it's with the op that he dominates. It's with the op that he really gets to shine. So Kenny, NBK managed to save his AWP in the last round, so he'll be well equipped. Guardian, though, still on an AK.
Man, that one flashbang there that flamie put out, that just let NBK know exactly what was going on. There's 4 AKs and 1 Tech 9, a single smoke, I think, maybe to get into that B bomb site. If they put it down sidewalk, just like they did in the pistol round, they can certainly get down and put the bomb down, and especially with the setup that's here right now, just NBK holding tight. They do line up for him, and he's going to get one. Very nearly a double. Molotov goes out as well there, and Zeus nearly burning to death. Got 11 health up on the ladder to try and escape the fire, but there is no escaping this. Zeus is going to be going down as well here. NBK with the shot and seized. Well, he's the last man left.
Well, I'm surprised. Kenny must have missed the shot there. He's capable of doing this. He takes out Apex as well, who decides to challenge on his own. No refrag possible for his teammates. Attempted mid-shot spray there by Seized. But it's the 1-on-2, and he's trying to bait them out into the open. Takes the fight with kioShiMa, but both Kenny and kioShiMa were in position that time to face him at the same time and get the kill. So, no joy. Again, just so close for NaVi. They keep getting so close, Anders. But no bomb plant. So they don't have enough money, it seems, to go for the rifles, or they're finally deciding, okay, the force hasn't been working for us. We've given them 4 rounds. Now let's take it easy, and let's finally take that step towards getting Guardian that AWP.
And again, because we always have new viewers, which we very much welcome here, just to catch everybody up. If you put the bomb down, even if you lose the round, you're going to get an $800 bonus on each member of the team. So that's what NaVi are looking for. Without the $800 bonus, it puts them just shy of an actual rifle buy. They kind of even it out with Tech 9's and armor here, so this isn't like a full commitment. They're just trying to see if they can get a little bit more out of it. And I mean, that money is going to stack up over time. So even if they can't win this round, which they can, but even if they just get the bomb down, they will still have accomplished something. And look at NBK, he's got no grenades in this bomb site. Yeah,
they're going for an old-style strat now, NaVi. They're just going to go down onto this B site and get the bomb planted. That's the whole point here. Get that bonus money. Happy drops the bomb carrier, though. Already doing damage. NBK on the bomb train is going to pick off Edward. This is starting to get a little hairy here for NaVi. They succeed in getting the bomb plant, though. So as far as they're concerned, this round, it's perfect for them. Now if they can just make it a little bit more expensive for Envy, they'll consider this a decent spot here. Nice shot there onto kioShiMa, point blank, and it's going to be flamie who's got an AK to play with now. NBK trying to tap that bomb, force him out into the open. flamie takes Happy, but still, 2 players survive for Envy at the end of the round.
Almost a bit scary at the end, I thought. flamie being alive back there. They saved both the AWPs, so sort of a 3-0 for them there. And that is going to be now an even bigger lead here for Envy as they're 5-0. And here's that AWP that you were requesting earlier, Semmler. And you're right, because of the earlier force-up, it's taken them 5 rounds to actually be able to buy it.
He's 0-1-5 right now, Guardian. Yeah, after the performance that we saw earlier versus NIP, he needs this AWP. He needs to start feeling some confidence here so that he can start carrying NaVi through. His own words, you know, I am capable, or I feel I can do it. I mean, this guy sees himself as the core of NaVi, the man to get the job done. And now, well, he's equipped for it. And again, slow, steady pace here set from NaVi. Now that they have the full buy, they go for a default. 2 players looking towards the brown halls and B site. That's where Guardian's taking up shop. 1 man holding A main, and then 2 guys holding over by Ivy. So they're well spread out to see if Envy are going to try and push and be aggressive on the defense.
And the way the setup is here for the Envy side, it's not exactly easy for Guardian to find an opening. There's nobody pushing aggressively on the B side, which you can see sometimes. NBK's playing alone, so it would be insanity for him to try and push alone. Over at the A site might be an opening, but look at how far back they are. Guardian has to they have to find a way to lure them out before Guardian can do this. They are setting up for the wall of smokes here towards the A bomb site, and looks like they're going to try for a 3-way split into the A site and see if that's going to pay off for them as well. They could probably get the bomb down here, but can they actually hold the side after? I think that's the main challenge.
Yeah, kioShiMa sees those smokes coming. He's been spotted by Edward. flamie is here to support, and there it is. 2 shots go out from Kio. He doesn't manage to pick anything up, though. Zeus takes out Apex in the meantime, however. And kioShiMa might get dunked on by Edward. There it is. Headshot from Edward with the spray, but he spots Kenny up high. So Kenny loses the element of surprise. He's just changing up the spot, but then Happy, what did he do? He just impaled Zeus with his AWP. Kenny stops the man, and it's going to be a 1v2 now. Guardian, he has the AWP. He only has 10 seconds, though. Not enough time for him to win this round, either by bomb plant or by kills. He decides to back off and hold on to the all-valuable AWP.
Great position from Kenny up there in that sniper nest there. Very, very impressive. I kind of like the trick that kioShiMa was going for as well. He's on the ladder, and because if you're on the ladder and you click jump, you get shot a little bit back. You get a little bit more speed going backwards. So I think he was actually sort of almost a little bit jack in the box there, just trying to see if he can get out there from the ladder really quick.
And this was all due to kioShiMa spotting that nade coming in so early on. Spotting that nade, that execute allowed for Kenny to get up into sniper, which is one of the best spots to counter that very execute onto the A site. So Kenny gets his 1 kill, changes it up, and that buys the time for everybody else from NB to get into the fray, get into the fight. So NaVi, they do have, I mean, thanks to the loss bonus, the money scales every round they lose in a row. They have another full buy here. They have full rifles, good nade count, and again, Guardian managed to save that AWP in the last round. So NaVi, they have the chance, but this is just the reverse of what happened to them earlier versus NIP, right? It was 7-0 for NaVi. We're looking at 6-0 for Envy, and Kenny finds Guardian. No cheeky plays this time, Guardian.
Yeah, they try to see if they can get the boost on over. I mean, this is more like we were expecting, or normally would be expecting, Train to play out between two big teams here. It is the terrorist or CT-sided map. Terrorist side is usually struggling a bit more. Seized of all people, picking up the AWP and seeing if he can make that. He did actually have it at the end of Dust 2 as well. They went for a double AWP with Seized being one of them, so I'm a little bit interested to see if this is going to work out. That does equalize it back to a 4 versus 4 here. And still playing alone on this bomb site is NBK. I feel like they're putting a lot of pressure on NBK. Even though he's done well so far, this could definitely break at some point.
Especially when Edward is very close to that lower ramp. Edward doesn't want to show himself exactly. He's waiting to see if NBK is going to try and peek to get info. Peek and see if anybody's lurking up in the brown halls. But instead, it's going to be the setup now for NaVi. Shot rings out from Happy. He misses the first one and sees this in position to take the second shot. NBK's been spotted. The game is up. He takes the shot on Edward, gets the double kill. He does his work. And now it's going to be down to the remaining 2 players here for Envy, Kenny and Apex gets caught with the backstab, but Kenny headshots Seized in the meantime, and with 10 seconds left, it all comes down to Zeus to get the bomb plant, and it's not going to happen. Kenny is there to deny him. 7-0, Envious. We were doubting them a little bit, Anders, coming into this series. They usually have a slow start in a best of 3. That is not the case in the grand finals.
No, they must have been out backstage doing push-ups and everything else to get ready for this one. 7-0, and I mean, I think they actually mentally tricked themselves there, NaVi. They checked, this is exactly it. Edward checks it by shooting through the wood panels there, and because there's no initial reaction, I think NBK's delays the reaction by like half a second, and Edward thinks, all right, he's not going to be there, and they move on, and then he actually comes out with a double kill. So NaVi inadvertently put a trap up for themselves, and now it's starting to get a little bit tricky here. Grenade rains on in, and it does significant damage, and Kenny's playing close to the smoke here with the AWP. There's 3 people behind. Gonna probably be a bit of a pop flash through. Smoke goes up again, and now Kenny should know, but he doesn't care. Takes down flamie, retreats back to the next corner, and he's got kioShiMa here with the rifle close by to help him out as well. Not a good start for NaVi, but they do get the kill on Q, and the bomb is on the other side of the map still.
Yeah, he's having a bit of a rough time, kioShiMa. But still, NBK's waiting over on that B site. It's going to be a very quick rotation from Envy if it is going to be the B play. Apex gets taken out, and Zeus finds NBK. That's the B site wide open. And now this is a situation that NaVi, they should not be able to lose. They have a 2-man advantage. They have control of the B site, and they actually have the remaining defensive players sandwiched in. Because already you have Seized on the hunt through CT. He might actually catch out Kenny, who's waiting in the back lines.
I don't at all mind using the term unwinnable, because if they made it out of this round somehow, that would be some legendary stuff here. Kenny's going to go down, and Happy in a 1 versus 3. Still a lot to be accomplished in a round like this. The more kills he can get, the worse it's going to be for NaVi later on in the game here. But they do survive with 3 members, which is a pretty good job from the terrorist side. 7-1 is going to be the scoreline. That seems to be a thing, isn't it? That's what happened in it twice, wasn't it? They were 7 rounds down before they finally picked up a round, so maybe there's some sort of, lingering magic going on there.
And look at how close it's been this entire time, right? It's always been 1v1s, 2v2s. Envy have never had the chance to build an economy. And so now they're in a situation where they actually go for a bit of a half-buy. They just go for some pistols, but no rifles, no nades. This is a great opportunity now for NaVi to wrest control of the momentum away from Envy, to start really building up some momentum here. And Guardian, waiting to see if NBK is actually going to take that risk.
He's not got the deagle, so he probably really wants them to get closer, because that P250, once you round the corner, it's a one-shot headshot, even with the armor. If you're a little bit further away, it's not. And the 5.7 has even further range than the P250. Zeus going to be here. Is he going to be crouching in or just straight peeking? And he sees the shoulder, and NBK gives up his position. Zeus should be able to win this, but he gets around the corner. Gets caught by Seized, though. Great timing. Happy still lurking on that bomb site. Ready and waiting with the deagle in hand. And oh, Edward! How do you stay alive in a position like that? He practically had that gun in his face, and now it's going to be 5 versus 3.
In his ear. He had no idea. Happy, that is the kill that actually Happy is really going to be kicking himself about. He knows that he could have done better. kioShiMa will take out Edward. So at least 1 kill dealt here to NaVi. Envy, again, NaVi don't have much of an economy either, so they really want to make this as expensive as possible, which is why you see Apex and kioShiMa trying to hang around on the outskirts of the bomb site, see if they can catch somebody lurking around here like Zeus, maybe get a gun if they're lucky, but more importantly, make sure that NaVi have to spend money in the next round. They want to maintain. Envy's game plan on any map is always well, a desire to maintain the money low on their opponents. They want to make sure that Guardian can't afford to buy those AWPs like at the beginning of the half.
Keep them on right at the edge of an eco. That's the plan, basically. You're absolutely right. Well,
now we hear the
kioShiMa going
go
down.
off there.
Yeah, that pyro work down there is amazing. Now, look, if you were just tuning in here and you see that it's a 7-2 scoreline, you might be thinking, wow, okay, NV are just stomping all over NaVi. The fact is, apart from the pistol round where every single member of NV survived, they haven't had a single round where more than 2 have survived. It's been down to 1-on-1 or 1-on-2 every single round since then. So it shows you that NaVi are very close. Now they finally made a breakthrough and they're actually forcing NV to eco here at 7-3. I think if they build their way up to around 6 rounds in the first half here, then we could have a very competitive first map on our hands.
Absolutely. Bit of the NaVi chant going as well here.
Right then, yeah, keep it up.
But NaVi are famous for the ability to grind rounds as well. Even if things are going against them, it's not an easy ride. They still are able to get the rounds. The NBK again attempting to pull a fast one here on Zeus. He does get the headshot, down to 2 HP for Zeus, so cutting it a bit close. Happy this time has changed up his position. Guardian, though, it seems like Guardian has an idea that somebody's holding close. Edward, is he going to check? Yes, he does. No joy for Happy again.
And, I mean, because it's pretty much the same setup, except they're Happy in a slightly different position, it kind of makes sense for NaVi to call for a check on all the trains and say, make sure Happy's not looking here once again. Kenny there, going to be going down, and Edward will pick up kioShiMa. So pretty good job on NaVi this time. Everyone almost chiming in. Guardian not finding anyone with the AWP, but that's going to make it 7-3. Now NV can buy, and it's not the most impressive buy, but they do have a double AWP. They don't have a kit picked up currently. Is there going to be anyone? kioShiMa has the money, I think. They should get a diffuse kit on someone, I reckon.
Actually, yeah, kioShiMa does look like he has the money. Why is he going to hold on to $850 when he can afford a kit? Interesting choice. Interesting decision. At least they have good nades, though. Double op as well. One important thing here is that NaVi now have, thanks to these 3 rounds, they actually have the money to go ahead and rebuy in the next round if they were to lose this one. So the easy times are over for NV. Now it comes down to grinding out rounds on their side, making sure that they can chain them together, and once again put NaVi on eco. So we'll see if that's possible. A little bit of a forward flash there, missed on the timing.
Similar. If I've learned anything about Counter-Strike Karma, it's definitely that kit's going to be something that they're going to need later on. Isn't that always the case? The one round where you don't get it, it suddenly becomes a crucial tool. It really is important. Half the defuse time, and that could be very, very crucial when you're trying to do a retake. So hopefully it won't come back to bite NV here.
No surprise to see NaVi gathering up outside of B as well. So far, I mean, beginning of this half, they kept going on to A site. It really wasn't working out for them. Now they've had success on the B site, so NaVi are just going to say, we're going to keep going B until you teach us to do otherwise. And then we can start trying to change up the game. But all 5 players now gathered up for NaVi outside of B. But this time there's a bit of a different setup. NV, they have the 2 players holding a bit more passively on the site, but they're there on the site already. It isn't Happy having to rotate in, waste time rotating in through connector. And then Apex is going to be able to get here very quickly. Happy missing the first shot, though, isn't going to help things here. And NaVi should be able to get the bomb plant. Although, as I say that, Happy, he drops flamie.
Guardian with a good refrag. Edward going down. Guardian getting a blind shot through on Apex. That's a huge kill. And now it's going to be back into a 3 versus 3. But look at the clock here. 15 seconds. And the bomb finally going to go down. Zeus dropping down NBK. And it's Kenny and kioShiMa left. And now would be a good time. Kenny, he's going to be alone 1v3. And he's in the back lines here. He can't even really make it out onto the site. And are they going to realize where he is? It seems like they've got a bit of an idea. And he's kind of trapped and boxed in. Even going through CT spawn. You have to get by C's somehow. And it might be a bit of an opportunity. Still trying to see if he can make it work. And no chance to win the round, obviously. He's a little bit paranoid at the moment. And you can't really blame him. Cease is coming in from one side, Zeus from the other. That's going to be the round. 7-4 here for NaVi. Very good job indeed.
Yeah, and there are 3 remaining players doing the majority of the work there. But still, this time it's just a complete swap around. flamie is only on 7 frags, Guardian only on 5. It's C's doing a lot of the work here for NaVi, sitting on 13 kills. But that was, I mean, the best call to make there as far as NaVi are concerned. They have all the money, as you guys can see here on your screen. A very good economy. So get out there, hunt for that gun. Make sure that Kenny can't do anything incredible here in this round to bring it back for NV. NV are going to be on pistols. And now we're actually seeing a little bit more of a fast take here from NaVi, or at least it looked like it until a good flash actually stops them short.
We've got to point out, it's rare to see NV ecoing as much as they are right now, and especially not winning those ecos. That's usually where they sort of derive so much of their strength from, is the fact that they get so much mileage out of these pistols. That hasn't really happened so much yet in this first map, and I mean, I say it could be right now.
NaVi have done a very good job of staying together as a unit. I think that's the main thing here. That's the usual anti-eco formation. When you're running into pistols, you want to stay together so you can refrag quickly. When Envy seems to succeed with the pistols is when you would have players like on NaVi spread out across the map. It's a single man here, it's a single man there, and all of a sudden Envy have a man advantage, and maybe they pick up a rifle as well, and that's where it starts to get really scary and get out of control. NaVi now, when they go into these kinds of takes, although right now they have spread out, at least up until now they've been very good at staying together as a unit, Anders.
Seized. Well, flamie getting an opening down on Ivy there. Really good cross that they had going on. And NaVi weren't just vandalizing the map there. Shooting out those windows allows you to put up that smoke that's actually to the right of Seized right now. So it gives them an opportunity to get out. So even though they're halfway across the map from each other, they're still helping each other out really well with long-range smokes there. So pretty nice defense, or pretty nice, attack coming out from NaVi. It's going to be down to Happy in a 1 versus 4. He does get a headshot on Seized, but what else could he do?
Yeah, flamie can't really challenge. He's only got 8 HP. But now they know where Happy's playing from as well. You can see bomb gets planted. They immediately start hunting for this gun NaVi. They have all the money in the world. And Happy gets spotted by Edward. So no joy here for Envy. NaVi are really starting a great comeback here in this first half.
And a team ace as well.
I was somewhat criticizing them for splitting up, but still it ended up being the 2 players going together onto B, the 3 going out through Ivy, always able to just take point and step in for the refrag if anything got out of control. So NaVi, they finally found themselves here.
From a very, very poor scoreline, we're now suddenly, it was 7 rounds in a row for Envy, and now it's 5 straight for NaVi. A couple or more, and this first half could be considered a success for them. They're also starting to build up a really big bank as flamie opens up and takes down Kenny, who's the top fragger right now on the Envy team. This is now actually starting to become a bit of a scary matchup for Envy. What's going on?
Yeah, it seems like they wanted to try and push. Yeah, exactly. Kenny was very close, trying to get aggressive, maybe pull a fast one on NaVi. They know that NaVi like to send players over to Ivy. That's their default play for NaVi, so it looks like Kenny wanted to punish that. But with 2 players there, you have to count on your backup man to be there and to save you. And between Apex and kioShiMa, they weren't able to accomplish that. They weren't able to keep Kenny alive. So now life gets a little bit difficult here for Envy, considering they are now down a man going into the defense. And NaVi, again, they're clearing out brown halls. They're getting all the map control right now to set up for the play that they want to go for. Oh. Guardian.
I mean, with that bomb still in the middle by Pop Dog, it could be almost anything at this point. But the fact that there's a guy in T-spawn and 1 eye down Ivy, now they're rotating the guy in T-spawn out, which makes it a bit more likely that it could be a B push. But until that point, they could have tried to split A still. You got to wonder, Cease might be making a little bit of noise here. He's probably going to go back up the ladder. Oh, Ivy, that's a big kill there. Apex getting down, but still over at that B bomb site. They've got 2 people stacked on here. Let's see if Envy can hold on just 20 seconds, and they make their call to roll back. Starix is in full effect right here.
kioShiMa is the point man here. He has to stay alive at all costs over at Ali. They're starting to rotate back in, but of course, there's Zeus on the lurk. NBK peeks out, gets picked off by Seized immediately. 7 seconds left, and they will get the bomb down. The kioShiMa gone. Now there's the threat of the backstab gone, and now it's going to just be Happy with the AWP backing off, trying to hold it once again. But of course, NaVi aren't going to let that happen. Zeus already out and hunting. Happy missing the shot is not going to help. And well, that just fell apart. I'm really surprised at how quickly NBK decided to try and peek in there.
Well, Happy ends up dropping the AWP as well, and nothing has been saved here for Envy and NaVi. Jumping up to now 6 rounds in a row, almost equalizing the score, and Envy, they're going to have to force up this round. They realize we can't give up any more rounds. The MVP of that last round, in spite of Seized getting the triple kill, it probably has to be considered Starix. That was a nuts call. If they push into the B bomb site, they run into 2 people. It was Happy and NBK holding on there. Probably would have been crushed, or at least would have made it possible for kioShiMa to rotate in. It would have been a really tough round, but instead, they waltzed right in and put the bomb down. Great job on Starix.
And wow, they just decided to keep going for it, Envy. They're assuming that NaVi are going to default again. They're putting a guy over an alley. They actually went fairly aggressive over there. But NaVi are holding very far back. Guardian over here in A main instead with the AWP. Misses the shot. It's a little bit of a missed opportunity there, unfortunately, for NaVi to get that strong start. Kenny, though, he is going to push aggro. There's a flash. Takes a peek. Doesn't really get the kill. Seized instead is going to take a bullet to the face. And he's got to be careful. Kenny doesn't want to overextend. He goes too far, and flamie's there to punish him. kioShiMa's going to get naded down as well, but then just in time he gets the kill to save himself.
And that falling grenade from flamie almost took out Seized. That would have been a complete catastrophe, but instead it's going to be down to a 4v4 here. Zeus having a fight with NBK, and he stays alive. And NBK, he hasn't got that many kills in this bomb site, but he keeps being very consistent with the defense. Apex is going to go down to Edwards, so now it's going to be a 3-on-3. Still 40 seconds left. They make their way out into the courtyard. kioShiMa, and it's a knife out from Edward. He sprays down 2, and Edward now gonna have to do this all on his own in a 1v2. 30 seconds. They know exactly where he is. He's gonna go straight for the bomb plant just before Happy rounds that corner. Almost no way out. Edward jumps house. He's still alive. Finally goes down, and that is gonna be the round for NV. Finally, 8-6 here.
That is some bravery from Happy as well. To go for the repeat, I mean, it's brave. It's also a little bit insane, especially when you have a teammate alive to go for the backstab. So, I mean, if Happy goes down there, then it's a 1v1, and odds are Edward can win that. So sometimes you just have to go for the big plays. This time, Happy makes it work for his team. 8-6 the score. A full buy coming in from NV, especially because they were able to recover an AWP. NaVi have all the money. So here, on the last round of the first half, both of these teams are going to be very well equipped. NV really do need the space to work with, though. This is NaVi's pick. And so they should be a confident team on that CT side as well. If NV can finish this 9-6, then they'll be in a good situation going into the second half on their T side.
What is this? 15th round up, and Edward goes for the terrorist side auto sniper, which is not a very used weapon. Guardian trying to get that wall bang shot through it again. If you do it twice in one tournament, Guardian, I mean, we're going to have to recheck all your stuff and maybe report you to some sort of authority. That would be bordering on insane, wouldn't it? I mean, it was already too much the first time.
What's insane to me is the double op auto sniper on T side. What is this? If it gets into a melee, NaVi are going to be very hard pressed to stay alive. But again, NaVi, this is just characteristic of them. They don't really go for rushes. They don't go for the aggro. Especially with this kind of setup, it's just going to be slow pace and hope that NV make the mistake. And this time, NV, they choose not to go aggressive in alley. They're just holding from the bomb sites. There is a little bit of a forward push from Apex right outside of Pop Dog. And Kenny, despite the fact that Seized was already scoped up, he wins that duel in alley.
Yeah, you would think he had the advantage, but not against Kenny. It's going to be Edward going down next, and that leaves them in a 3 versus 5 with only 30 seconds left. This is going to be almost impossible here for the terrorist side team. I think 6 rounds is enough for NaVi, but a 7th definitely would be very valuable. Still 2 people stacked in that B bomb site, 3 out in A. Very, very good spread here for the French side. Zeus looking to open it up, but Apex says no, and Guardian now trapped behind this bomb, or this train, trying to get the shot. He gets one on Kenny, and goes down. Nice quad kill from Apex to seal the deal in the first half. 9-6 overall, I would say, a very even scoreline.
And that's great positioning from Happy. We saw how close he was to lower ramp on the B site. He could hear movement over in the Pop Dog area, and that's enough to tell his teammates, don't move, hold passive, wait. We haven't got anything going over on B site yet. I haven't heard a damn thing over here, so just stay in position. And so NV were ready to accept NaVi on that A site. Still, NaVi, they don't look too frustrated on their side, judging by the player reactions. They're just going to be talking, trying to figure out how they can win this pistol, because if they can win the pistol on the CT side, I mean, the following 3 rounds, that'll put them neck and neck.
This is the sort of game, I think, where probably NV are going to be maybe a little bit more frustrated, even though they got 9 rounds, which is completely acceptable. But it's just the fact that they won 7 in a row and then finished off with a 2-round streak, right? So it's very weird. They probably wish they could have. Look at those excited NaVi fans. I love the fact that people are really cheering. There's a lot of NV signs out there. Well, I've got the whole green room down in the middle there, but a lot of the teams, as you can tell, and managers are hanging out and watching this show here. Kenny, he did end up top fragging for his team with 15 kills. It was Seized on the other team with 17, though, actually.
Seized and flamie. Flamie leading up. I mean, a little bit of a slower start for flamie and Zeus. 10, 11 frags. And then we see Guardian actually bringing up the rear with 7. But let's not forget that Guardian, it wasn't until like the 7th, 8th round that actually got his AWP. Up until that point, I think he was 0-5. So, I mean, 0-5, 0-6. So he had a little bit of a slower start. Now we have to see him really step up on that CT side. If NaVi can win that pistol, that's where things get dire for him, because Guardian will have the AWP right from the beginning.
20 seconds left, and we're going to be going into the second half here. Still the first map. If you are indeed just joining us here, then it's just in time for the grand finals at this CSGO Major DreamHack Open Cluj-Napoca. And it's NaVi versus NV, of course. And right now, it feels like a very even matchup, in spite of what looked like a complete stomping by NV in the first 7 rounds. I mean, NaVi, they brought it right back, and whoever wins this pistol is going to be in a good position to make a full comeback and actually win the map.
Now, we were actually having a bit of a clip there from Apex, from the second man on NV, that we were talking quite a lot about going into this match, is the fact that he needs to be on point, and he's only sitting on 8 frags right now. He had a really slow start, really slow first half for Apex, so we need to see him wake up now. He is the entry fragger, which means that he's going to be the first man onto the site for NV, along with NBK. They work as a pair, as a duo in general. So we really need to see Apex get that strong start here for Envy. If they can win the pistol round, they can just run away with this game, because then Guardian will just, it'll be so long before Guardian can afford to get that AWP.
And I am curious about this, because there is a smoke and a Molotov on NBK. Usually if you buy a Molotov in a pistol round, it means you have some very specific purpose. Versus Pro earlier in the tournament showed that they throw a Molotov that lands at the back of the bomb trainer here by B, very close to where Flamie is standing, but a little bit more to the right, a little bit further up. So I'm wondering if they have like a specialized plan for that particular Molotov. We can tell no one's holding there, but it's a position less they have to check. They can divide their focus elsewhere on the bomb site. It's still a valuable tool, even if no one is occupying that position. And yeah, NBK looks like he's going to maybe try and do it. Got the flash in once, pop flash again. Oh, he's going to save it for the afterplant. Seized is going to get the headshot on kioShiMa. It's a good start here for NaVi. They have got the kit on Flamie and one smoke left, but if that Molotov is going to buy a lot of time at the end. If the fire is on the bomb, then you can't really defuse. 4 versus 5. I think NBK has got some cruel things in mind for NaVi.
Yeah, they're really counting on it. I mean, they're counting on the teammates here on the site itself to stay alive. Apex gets flanked by Steez, so that's not going to help things. Smoke goes down, blocking off lower. NBK is up top. He's going to be forced out into the open to challenge. Guardian takes out Kenny, and Happy gets caught as well. The backstab falls apart, and just like for Envy on their CT side, NaVi will have the perfect pistol round. All 5 players staying alive. An excellent retake of the inner site.
Smoke on the bomb. NaVi saw that Molotov coming and just completely extinguished it. That's beautiful play. Again, just to point this out, Starix has actually been working out of his mind. So he saw that coming. He knew there was going to be that Molotov in play. Otherwise, NBK alone up there could have still done a lot of damage. So very, very impressive. Just saving that one smoke for the afterplant position. That's real anti-stratting.
And well, true to Envy, they go for the force buy. They get the bomb plant. They don't wait around. They aren't going to save to get AKs. This will hurt Kenny somewhat because it's going to limit it when he actually gets his AWP. But this is all Envy, pure Envy. They've got the Tech 9s. They've got a good nade count. They've got the Kevlar as well, so they can afford to take a couple shots. NaVi, though, they know this. They've gone for 4 rifles. They're like, we know exactly what you're going to do, Envy. We're going to give ourselves the best odds of stopping you cold. And you can see this as well from Flamie's passive position. He's not holding up close on the B site. He's holding pretty far back behind the bomb train so that he can really make use of that FAMAS when the push comes.
They have 2 Molotovs this time, a couple of smokes to go on out, and now they're ready for another bomb plant here if they can make it work. And looks like NaVi can try and just fall back and play defensively, play for the retake rather than losing a lot of players here to the NV team. I think that's actually a very reasonable position to take. Seized and Flamie opening up, and it's looking good here for NaVi.
This is looking identical to the pistol round. Identical. I mean, yeah, Happy, the flank does not work for him. NBK now the last man alive here on upper, and he gets nailed by Seized. Not a single kill so far at the beginning of the second half for Envy. They aren't going to be getting much money. I mean, they're getting bomb plants, but they're not getting kill money, which is basically, I mean, if they were getting it with the pistols or the rifles, $300 extra per kill. So very low economy here, game kind of going in for Envy.
So just to point out, a lot of teams are tempted in a round like the one that NaVi just played because they have superior firepower. They'll try and go for those fights early on. They think, well, they just have pistols. Maybe they don't have armor. Let's just go for it. That's exactly what Envy wanted. And I love the fact that NaVi fall back and says, fine, you get your $800 bonus for the bomb plant. We'll let you have it, but we will win the round. And we won't lose anybody. But even if they lose 1 or 2 people, it's better than how most teams fare against Envy, which is actually losing the whole round because of a couple of bad engagements early on. NaVi gave them none.
Very true, and that actually kind of speaks to how Envy were playing it. They were much closer rounds at the beginning for Envy than what we're seeing here for NaVi. So we're seeing, we're seeing why NaVi picked this map. Their T side, they did fairly well on. They got enough rounds, but their CT side so far is looking very good for them. And they're really going to start building up that money. So Envy are going to be feeling the heat in the next round where they can afford to buy the rifles. They didn't go for a straight B execute this time around, Envy as well. They've spread out across the map, hoping to be able to make use of these deagles, hoping that somebody on NaVi is going to make the mistake of peeking, giving them a potential headshot.
Those deagles, they have definitely proven themselves this tournament, and even before this tournament, I think most people have begun to realize just how much you could get out of them. Edward in a really defensive position. I like it up in the sniper's nest here. Guardian seems to be dodging a lot of bullets through the smoke. He's got the UMP trapped in the corner, and they might try and see if they can come and hunt him down. Edward will pick up one. The UMP is in full effect. He's going to go for it here. Out of bullets. Does have the pistol. They know where kioShiMa is. Very low on health. Somehow, he's still allowed to get the kill on Zeus, but Guardian saves the FAMAS, and it's not really a big deal.
Zeus a little too focused there. Guardian realized when he ran out of bullets. Zeus just like, I got this, guys, and runs in 2 shots. Oh, oops. So that turned into, well, there's the first frag. First kill for Envy. Thanks, Zeus. Donated.
Exactly right. And Kenny gets the AWP a little bit earlier on the terrorist side than NaVi did on his terrorist side, or Guardian did on his terrorist side. So just to point that out, but he does have one on the CT side. Now the score is tied at 9-9, and we're going to be moving into the 19th round here. See who's going to open up. Kenny is ready, but Guardian is now actually taking over that position.
Now it's Guardian who has the advantage. They're also going to be using Guardian to hold alley, it looks like. So NBK has to be very careful with his timing if he decides to go for the peak.
They're boosted up to look over the smoke, I think, or at least Kenny is trying to see. Yeah, they were actually standing on top of each other. What? Guardian takes down Zeus. Oh, no. That's a huge misstep. Didn't realize that his teammate was down there. Or maybe just a bit nervous. Oh, the misplay. Here's the problem. If they win this round, it'll be fine. Zeus will laugh about it and they'll move on. If they lose the round because of it, then that's going to grind them. That's something they can't forget.
And Zeus is not known for,
Did Kenny just shoot someone in the back as well? What's going on?
I have no idea at this point, guys. This is the tension. I mean, you're in the grand finals of the majors, Anders. Both of these teams are so desperate to win this. You can feel just how difficult it is. But now flamie on the B side, holding up close. Excellent anti-flash. He slows down the entire push. Picks up NBK. Picks up a second kill. Could get a third as well. He nearly had it. He actually goes for it. flamie with the triple. Stays alive and even sacrificing the god Zeus. They get the job done, NaVi. What a play from flamie, holding the line. The flash, I mean, perfectly timed flash to stop the push and then getting the headshots after it. flamie, he's maintaining that level that we saw earlier today in the semifinal.
Look at this. Oh, does he just walk right in?
He actually thinks that, yeah. But he thought he would have seen the FAMAS. Come on, Guardian.
Well, so this triple from flamie is already a huge impact round. It ends up with the Deagle, but in light of the fact that they actually got a team kill in beforehand, flamie just completely saved them there. That's absolutely magnificent. Now it's going to be 10-9 and a round lead here for NaVi.
Oh, yeah. Whoa, Apex. There we go. Headshot from him, but then Steez returns with 2 of his own. He's got the incendiary as well to try and deny that bomb plant. Kenny down to half HP. It's going to get a bit toasty, and he just barely makes it out before Steez uses a bullet to get the job done in the end. Still a single kill here for Envy. They would like to get one more if possible, but it's going to be down to Happy. He gets the backstab, but then does not get the kill. And so in the end, it will be NaVi. Great recovery. I mean, we already see a huge difference here in just how close these rounds are. NaVi never really looked like they're under pressure.
And this man here on the camera sees the Russian player 27 kills in 20 rounds against a team like Envy. That is completely ballistic. I have no idea how he's doing it right now. This is a beautiful opening. And actually, normally this is what I wouldn't like to see, is Steez actually going for the fight against those Deagles because it's so dangerous, but he just made it work. Now we see a bit of a timeout from NaVi.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering about. NaVi calling for a pause?
We're going to get a call in a second to see if it's actually a tactical timeout. Maybe they're saying Envy must be feeling a little bit low right now. Let's just give them a moment to think about how much we're beating them. And
just soak it in?
Yeah. Let them linger a bit.
At the same time, you would want to try and keep the pace up. If you have the control, if you have the momentum right now, the pressure is on Envy. NaVi wouldn't have given that pause, and that's why it's not a tactical pause. It must have been just something like, oh, my keyboard stopped working for a second, because you don't want to slow down the pace for Envy, allow them to get that breath. You want to make sure that they're choking to death right now. So let's see. NaVi, I mean, full buy on both teams. Wow. Kenny once again taking that double nade to the face. They're doing that just to counter him as well, Anders. They did that the last time Envy had a buy round as well. Kenny was up in main, boom, nade to the face. That's not really helping things for him.
No, I'm gonna maybe over time and slowly put him on tilt, you know, that annoyance there.
Yeah.
But he does reply with a headshot on Zeus, and that's about as good as he could possibly get. Edward playing close to Pop Dog here, and a smoke goes up to help him out. So now he just has to cover the main entrance. Plenty of time still, but look how aggressive flamie is being over on the other side.
Oh, man, Edward. He actually goes for it. That was... I understand you have to take a risk, but man, that was ballsy.
Well, look at flamie's position. He's been here all along, so he sees one guy jumping down. He doesn't actually get the kill there. Has to fall back, but because they're so low, they still got to be careful about how they go for him. Grenades rain in. flamie now playing from the high ground as they rotate back out towards the bomb site. Guardian missing a shot. That could have been a double, and now they can definitely get the bomb down here. It's going to be a tough retake. They're 2 men down on the NaVi side, and Steez charging up here. Hasn't realized Happy's still playing right next to him. He's made enough noise that Happy should know what's going on, but somehow an almost a little bit comically. They managed to avoid each other, and now the rest of NaVi fall back and play defensively. Nice rotation from NV. As soon as they see flamie up there, they decide, wait a minute, let's just go back out. We've killed 2 people out on that bomb site, and a third one is here, so at most they will have 2 people stacked against the 5 that we're coming in with.
And the element of surprise has been lost for Seized. Happy spotted him just as he was about to go down the stairs. So a little bit, poor luck there for Seized, the fact that he doesn't actually, get to pick somebody off for free. NBK takes the duel with him at lane, at range, and the Dragon Breath goes off above those booths. It's pretty cool, actually. Every time the bomb goes off in the game, you get pyrotechnics in the stage.
Oh, look at that. Some NV fans in the house as well. Now would be a very good time to be cheering for that team as well. They're around down, but they did pick up this one. Great crawl middle of the round there. Just quickly getting a count on the NaVi players and executing behind it. Very, very close game we have in our hands. This second half has been, well, 5 rounds straight in a row for NaVi, and then it's a little bit back in favor of NV here finally. They pick up a round.
The double op. Here's the change in strategy. Not that they've gone for the double off in the past, actually, so we'll see if it's effective this time. Seized going for it. I mean, he's on point right now, so pretty much give him whatever gun he wants. A pea shooter will do the trick. He's nearly dropping a 30 bomb already. This might be a little tough for NV to crack. They're going to have to make very good use of their utility to make these operas' lives a little bit harder. And NV at the beginning already, again, just identical situation. Happy waiting over in Pop Dog. A little bit of a spread. NBK alone over by Ali. Just trying to draw the attention of Guardian, make sure that whoever's defending this part of the map has to be a bit wary, has to worry about the backstab that could come in later.
But it is a bit scary to imagine you have a player with 27 kills with the rifle and you put him with an AWP. That is a big change up. Be interested to see if Seized can actually continue on this streak with a different weapon altogether. About 40 seconds now to try and execute. It looks like it might be a B push, and flamie's holding in that similar position that NBK was earlier. He got a double kill. flamie's gonna have to do just about as well, but Kenny is kind of low. This can actually definitely work out. Seized is covering from the sidewalk as well, and they're gonna make their push in. flamie looking up. He's gonna turn around for it. NBK comes to check. He was holding that position himself. Kenny takes down Seized, and I'm not sure if they should even try the retake. Certainly not now. Zeus has gone down as well. And there it is.
And this time around, everything works for NV. They don't lose a player early on as they try and rush down the ramp, which is what happened earlier on when they tried to get onto that B site. They were losing kioShiMa pretty much, I think, and Kenny. They would just get randomly headshot through that smoke. This time the op shot is missed by Seized. So that's where you have to wonder, would it have been better for him to hold that position with an M4? Because then you just go full auto spray into the smoke, hope you get lucky, and at least you do some damage. If you miss that one op shot, you've actually done nothing to help your teammate who's on that site already there. And then NBK is like, you think you're going to use my own trick against me? No, checks that angle, make sure that the site is open, and yeah, once again, the flames go off in the stadium.
So, just a quick stat here as well. NV in the first half, they won 7-1, and by the time NaVi won that 1 round, they instantly had to eco, because they hadn't had any more than 2 people alive for any of those 7 rounds. NaVi, on the other hand, their 5-round streak that they had in the beginning here, they had 4 or more alive for all of those rounds, and that's why they can still buy. This makes a huge difference. NaVi's economic management is so much better in the CC side here than NV's ever was in their first half, and that's keeping them in the game, because otherwise you can kind of tell that NV's gaining some momentum here, and once NaVi eco, they will probably lose this map. I think the first time NaVi eco, they're probably going to be out of it, and NV will take over. They've got to stop that from happening. Apex is here, and he's got the shadow advantage. Going to be taking down Zeus, goes for a bit of a transfer, takes down Edward with a headshot, and it's a beautiful start here for Apex.
Where did that flash come from? That flash just saved Apex's life. He's down to 6 HP, but he did his work. All 3 players now gathered up on the A side here for NaVi, expecting Team NV to try and press their advantage, and it is going to be Happy just straight up taking the fight with flamie and winning. Now NV have all of the edge going into this. They go out onto the B site. Nobody is here for NaVi. They'll get a free bomb plant and let the hunt begin. They should be getting out onto the rest of the map, find where the remaining members are for NaVi. You want to get this AWP off Guardian, make it as hard for him as possible to get another one in the next round.
And they absolutely have the money, NV. This time they have the money to go full and all in on it here. NBK, well, he's going to give his life, but to find out where they are, see if the rest can come in here. Apex and Happy are kind of low on health. They do have some grenades, so I wish they would try and use them to flush out the remaining NaVi players.
Yeah. And it is looking like, Guardian spotted somebody at least.
If they survive with both these rifles, NaVi, they could probably make a full buy happen. That's the scary part here for Envy, is that these rifles are key for what's coming up next. They're going to miss the shot is Kenny, and they're not going to be able to take the rifles away, it seems. So the 9,000 on Guardian. he can drop for 2 and they can still do a full buy. This is 3 rounds in a row where NaVi have lost and can still buy.
And now we have another pause coming in from NaVi, and this time it must be a tactical pause.
Yeah.
This time they have to be figuring out what they need to do here. And does it need to be a kind of push? I mean, we saw them go aggressive this time at A main. That didn't work. So now they need to start figuring out where have we seen the most action on this map? Have we actually figured out the default for NV? Because some things that you would try and suss out is, you know, NBK seems to be holding alone at alley. Maybe push 2 guys out there, pick him off early, bully NBK.
And I mean, actually, what's really interesting about NaVi is as passive and defensive as they are on the terrorist side, they actually can be very aggressive on their CT side. So there's almost like some sort of, you know, opposite day going on there once they get to the CT side. Something that I've seen them do in the past, which I think is a lot of fun, and I've always been a big advocate of, is actually a triple push down Ivy, where you have 2 people pushing and a 3rd guy doing the pop flash. It's a huge risk if the terrorist side goes for a quick B push, then you're going to be utterly out of position. But if there's 1 or 2 people down there,
man, I mean, if they pick that up, I mean, it's any kind of information. Or if NBK is there alone and he spots 3 players, or realizes 3 players are holding alley, the rest of NV are just going to go charging in somewhere else on the map, catch NaVi out of position. So that is a risk. You need to actually just hope that it's more of a default, like a 2-1-2. You kill 2 players on NV with that push, and you know things kind of go your way. But yeah, that position is so clever from Apex, and you pointed it out. He saw C's, rather Edward's shadow as well. So you just see both shadows. Really tough area to push in for NaVi.
Well, Guardian with the AWP, we'll see if there is any kind of change up. So far, it's the very common 4-man stack here on the A-bomb site with flamie holding B. So very similar as to the one that Emmy was going for. I'm not seeing a big tactical change, although they are being, Guardian's being a little bit more forward than he usually would be, actually. Not holding as far back.
That's true. An Apex identical position here for him. Not going to really change up, it seems. If anybody tries to come around this corner, it's going to be the exact same thing. But now he's kind of boxed in here, so he'll need some help from his teammates to get out, or he needs to use one of his own nades.
Oh, Apex been spotted in main by Guardian. Is he going to realize that there is also Kenny in there with the opposing AWP? Smoke goes up, flashbang as well to buy some time. They're putting a lot of pressure on NV, who can't just take shots out of main like they've been doing a couple of times before. We'll see if that's going to work out in favor of them. Happy lurking down by Pop Doc here. Still 45 seconds. The bomb being brought back as well. Clearly, we're looking at a B push right now, but there's 2 people defending over here, and they have a Molotov and some flashbangs as well.
And this time, C's just got the M4A4. He's ready for this. He's got 30 bullets. They're all ready to greet Envy when they try and push down. Nice Molotov there as well to buy a little bit more time. 30 seconds left on this clock for Envy to make the play happen. They're going to start feeling the pressure. The clock forces their hands and the bullets as well. There's flamie taking the fight with NBK. kioShiMa trades up with C's, though. That's effective. flamie on the site. He's going to catch kioShiMa out of position, and he actually assassinates him. It's going to be Kenny and Happy, the last 2 alive. And Happy, he's alone. He's playing his role, the lurk role. He told his teammates, go for the push, but now there really isn't anything he can do.
Awesome control by flamie on that bomb side. He only got the 1 kill, but he managed to shoot NBK enough that he had to fall back. He goes out, he misses the spray initially. Instead of reloading, which would have given time for the terrorist players to move up, he just goes for the, as you said, almost assassination kill there, finishes him off and goes back again and stays alive the whole time. Just a big presence from flamie on a bomb side where he really only gets 1 kill. That's going to tie the scoreline at 12-12 and seized 1 single kill away from dropping a 30 bomb in this game.
Yeah, that's obscene. The rest of his team, they're about half that. They're even with Envy. Most of Envy floating around 15, 16, starting to get up towards 20. Nobody is really just far and away above the rest like Seized is right now on this server. But we've tied the score now, 12-12. It's getting very close indeed. Envy have spent all their money. They're going to be full bot. And again, it's NBK, and NBK has started to take a bit more of a passive position towards Ali as well. He's expecting some kind of change up in the defensive pattern from NaVi. If NaVi want to go for that aggressive push, NBK doesn't want to get caught right in front of him. He wants to hold a clever angle that he can fall back and try and, you know, abuse. And the rest of Envy also, they're all just waiting to see. They aren't really pushing too aggressively though. So they don't quite have control of Brown Halls yet, for example, to set up for a B play. Ooh. But Kenny getting a kill on Guardian, that'll work just fine as well.
Yeah, they're going to take that. kioShiMa opening up on flamie. As soon as Guardian goes down, flamie feels like we have to get some information about what's going on so he can actually structure this defense. Unfortunately, that gets him killed, and now they're in an even worse position. Seized down here with the Molotov out. kioShiMa's pushed in, but that's just a distraction right now. He's just here to make them buy some time for get out on the A-bomb side, and Edward goes down. Zeus is there with the AWP, but they are just barreling on him. He gets the double kill, though. Can he do more than that? He's still trying. kioShiMa very nearly kills one, and Zeus, he finally goes down after taking 3 of them with him. It's a 1 versus 2 with 22 seconds, and Seized is miles away.
What is... State of the economy right now can't be very, very, very good for NaVi. So I'm thinking he's trying to hold on to his AK. But he doesn't even try and get close.
Well, actually, Seized is the only one without enough money. So if he does, then they can still buy. If he goes down, then they will probably still buy, but he will be a little bit
weaker.
Yeah, a little bit weaker in that round.
Incredible how much damage Zeus managed to do, though. 3 kills. That looked like it was a perfect scenario for Envy. And then they run right into Seized. And actually, Seized, I'm sure that he would love to kind of dart up there and pick up that AWP, but he decides not to risk it. kioShiMa instead getting into position to actually block that off. He goes up with the bomb instead. But the important part, oh, and he actually gets there just in time, Seized. That is a brilliant play. Guardian would have been short. Everybody, they wouldn't have been able to afford the op, so now Guardian gets an AWP for free. That's actually a huge play on Seized's part.
13-12. I mean, in the beginning, we just had long streaks from either team. Now it's getting a little bit more interesting. They are trading rounds left and right here towards the end of this first map, and there is still so much to come here in the grand finals. These two teams right now, they seem very evenly matched. Zeus is going to be waiting down, and Pop Dog has to be careful that those pop flashes have become very popular, and teams are very good at throwing them now. Over at the B-bomb site, we've got flamie obviously holding on his own, and he's got no grenades. He cannot stop them by any time. So this setup from Envy, I'm wondering if they realized the grenades were going to be low, because this is a perfect time to call this kind of play. flamie, all he can do is shoot. He takes down NBK. More are coming. Very neat. Drops kioShiMa. Nice tracer work going out there, but it's going to be 3v4 right now. Apex takes down Seized, and well, Guardian with a bit of a return. Kenny going to leg one. It's still 3v3. The bomb has gone down. Kenny, he misses the shot. Is he going to fall back and try and play defensive? It seems like it.
They don't know that kioShiMa's up close. That's why it's the gamble right now. If they can manage to pick off kioShiMa, that is going to work out. But then Kenny is there. Guardian somehow catches him, though. And it's going to come down to Happy now in the 1v2. And they're expecting Happy to come by Link all the time. Happy does this every single time. Instead, Happy holding the high ground, hoping to be able to dunk a shot on Edward. And he just barely gets him at the last possible second. Happy clutches it for Envy. No time for Guardian to save it. What a play, the HE guarantee. He literally dropped it on him.
That was his insurance policy. That's what he needed. Perfect play. And Guardian, you see the raw frustration there? He was the knifing the trains. He was even running back and forth. He's like, I can't believe it. We almost had it. Edwards down there. He doesn't have a kit, and that's actually what kills the round for him. I think he would have had the defuse if he'd had the kit there. Wonderful stuff. 14-12. And look at NaVi. They know the pressure is on. They forced to buy here anyway, using all of the remaining back to make this work. This round has to work out, or they're going to let go of Train.
And this is their pick, Anders. This is the map that they just dominated NIP on. For NaVi to be cutting it this close, it's a bit much. It's a bit much. So now let's see. With the 3 rifles that they can afford, 2 pistols, Edward, he was getting headshots early with the Deeg. So, I mean, he is capable of doing some damage.
I mean, now would be the time for someone like Guardian to step it up. Seized has already done a lot, and this time he does go down. Big frag, and Apex is going to take out Edward, and this is looking horrendous here. They probably need to save what's left. There's no chance. Envy, once they get just a little bit of traction, you can tell they just get so much speed behind it. And Guardian and flamie, well, saving rifles, but they're also on opposite sides of the map. They can't even help each other out here to try and put up some sort of defense. Guardian takes one, and well, he's walking right into, ends up dropping to Happy. And flamie, last man left. It's about to be a map point here for Envy. A terrific performance from the French team here on the second half. In spite of an early 5-round loss, they've now almost won 6 rounds in a row, with the exception of 1 round there that NaVi picked up.
And that's the key frag of that round is Happy. Edward is playing around electric, sure, but he's not really with the deal. He's not really going to be able to stop the full push. It's the fact that Happy eliminates the rifle and manages to just take that out of the equation completely right from the start. It's just Envy are such an explosive team. They can, as soon as they have that first kill, this is what they're famous for. They just go crashing onto that site. They never really let you catch your breath. Some teams, you know, they'll get the pick. NaVi, this was NaVi's old style. They'll get the pick, and then they wait 40 seconds. They wait for you to get antsy. You're rotating around the map, trying to guess where the next hit's going to come from. Envy have a complete opposite style. They're like, we got the first kill. Go, smash them. Don't wait. Just completely crash into the defense and overrun them.
Oh, it looks like they wanted to go fast as well. Apex finding one more opening. This time it's on Edward, and that's a very bad sign for NaVi here. The French economy is not that good. If NaVi win this round, they can force it into overtime. That's still a chance, but Seized here, he's going to get one refrag. Happy takes down Flamie, and they're very low on health on the NaVi side. Guardian getting a good kill in with the scout here. It's now a 3 versus 3. They need more frags, and Zeus is going to help out on NBK. This is a huge round. This is overtime in the balance for NaVi. They just need this one round here, and Envy's economy for the rest of this map is going to be a little bit funky. Apex and Kenny are going to be left open AK and a lot of time.
And there's Guardian, and Guardian hits the shot. The key frag of the round, and now he has an AK to play with as well. If Kenny can pull this off, he has 50 seconds, so he has time to play with. But if he can pull this off, this would be one of the most legendary tournament plays of all time. Needs to hit this first shot on Guardian, but he's not going to get the flick in time. Guardian's there to save the day. And yes, a triple kill for Guardian at the end of the round. And really, the frags, it seems, have been really top-heavy here as far as Guardian are concerned. Seized, he's slowed down a little bit, actually. He's been sitting around that 30 mark for quite some time now, so he's up at 31. I mean, it's still, you know, I can't really poo-poo, you know, a 31 frag performance, but
at some point, you need some help. And the fact is, the Guardian, on the other hand, in the last couple of rounds, has actually really stepped it up. And he's going to need to step it up a bit more. Kenny going for the 1 AWP to try and see if he can make an opening. He actually spends his whole bank doing that, so it had better work this time around. Nobody pushing to give him an opening, though, which he's kind of hoping for here. Yeah, this is going to be a very tight game now. Envy, they will have essentially one more buy. Unless they can get some bomb plants in here, they're going to have another buy in them, unless they can just pull it out with a pistol, which is definitely not unlikely.
Which is exactly what they're famous for, right? And there, it is going to be the straight rush. They want the bomb plant at all costs. And flamie finds the headshot on Apex. He gets a second one on NBK. He could go for kioShiMa. It's the fadeaway shot as he gets around the train and drops the bomb at his feet. Falls apart completely for Envy. Now, what can they hope to accomplish? They're not going to get the bomb plant when there's 4 players from NaVi sitting on this site camping it. But that last shot, Anders, that was a thing of beauty.
The focus on flamie. He knows exactly what that bomb plant means. It probably means another buy round for Envy. Instead, it's right there next to all those terrorist corpses, and it's going to be Kenny and Happy left. There's not a lot that they could do right now. That's a very, very tight defense put up there by one man.
30 seconds, though. 30 seconds left is not enough time. Kenny has just found the one way out of this, though. Now he can go back into T-spawn and save. Happy should just kind of throw himself out there. Make sure that this AWP stays alive at all costs. That's the goal here. Even gets the rifle, so this is perfect. If they can just hold up and hold on to this stuff.
The problem for NaVi is they can't even go hunting all that much. Starting right up Happy. If they get the kill, it's great, but they have almost no money. If they lose rifles now, they will be in a lot of trouble. See, they're going to try and go for it anyway. They're really feeling it. Happy goes down. Kenny with a refrag once. Still a 1v2. He knows scopes Edward. And this is very, very expensive. And I'm actually sort of wondering if it's worth it, because Envy, they have just enough to buy here. They're going to go for it. NaVi, on the other hand, those rifles they lost here could have been converted into grenades, which would have maybe been used to try and stop Envy. I'm wondering about this.
They still have 3, but that's Zeus. I mean, Zeus has to go for a 5-7. He can't actually afford a rifle to get all of those nades. He'll get dropped by Seized, in fact. So Zeus has been given Seized rifle. Seized, this is why he's so hot right now. He's like, you know what? It's all good. Here, Zeus. I'll just go get one of my own off of Envy. That's fine. That's fine.
Scavenge one. He's gonna make them pay the iron price, Semler.
Indeed, the lead.
Oh, Kenny. Looking to boost up here. Grenade in once, like they've done earlier. Look at that devastating grenade. But Edward, he gets shot in the face with the AWP. And now, Zeus looking up on the train here, trying to see if he can get a little bit closer. That was a devastating grenade to start off the round with, and it could come back to haunt Envy later. Not fun trying to play after plants if you've got no chance to challenge at all. Zeus, the angle here is very good indeed. He knows exactly where he has to sit, not to get spotted from Pop, but still be able to catch people as they come out of main. He does also have a Molotov, and so does Seized and Flamie.
And here comes the fake. Happy setting it up to look like it's going to be on that B site, but Zeus up here gets the early warning, spots Apex, could take out NBK as well. There's the final shot with the final bullet, and it's going to be down now to Kenny to land the point-blank shot on Zeus if he wants to get past this line, because Zeus has done a fantastic job of wearing NV out. 30 seconds left, and Kenny strikes kioShiMa with these, but then Guardian from the back line, and we're into a 2-on-2. 30 seconds left, and they should be able to get the bomb plant now. Smoke goes down to block off Flamie, and Happy, all he has to do is hold this angle now. Although Flamie going right through it, he realizes it's too late, but Happy turns around. He's there for the clutch, and it's going to be Guardian now. 1v2 to keep his team in this, to go for overtime. Headshot, and it's not going to happen. Kenny is there to lock it down, and in 30 rounds, NV will take the first map. They will rob NaVi of their map pick.
Wow, 26 kills on Kenny, 32 on Seized, and Guardian with 24. There are a lot of people coming alive in this particular match, but what a performance.
Look at the dejection in Steve's face. What do I have to do, team? 32 frags. I dominate the first half, and we can't take that win? There's going to be some talking going on here between these map standers, because he needs to expect more from his teammates.
And that's a heartbreaking loss. Your own map pick, and it goes that close. When you don't make it, you've got to expect that it somehow has to mentally backfire as well. 30 rounds on the first map. There's Flamie still inside the booth, hasn't got up yet. Probably trying to replay exactly what went wrong. We're gonna go to a quick break here. We'll be back with the following map. It's still Grand Finals, the best of 3. So stay with us, we'll be back soon. Starting right about now with Envy on the terrorist side and NaVi playing the CT side here. Let's see what they can get up to. It's Kenny, a little bit of a smoke here. Happy, rocking the Raid Boss build with a Tech 9 and armor combination. And again, to catch everybody new up, that Tech 9 is a very powerful tool. With the armor, you won't get aim punch. The only thing that will take you down quick is a headshot from a USPS or a P2000 there. So as long as you don't get headshot, you're probably going to win that fight.
And already Guardian boosted up, looking for that headshot, and it's Apex who lands it first. There's your starting Toad, and we go for the pop flash, gonna drop as well. They're hunting for Flamie, and Apex has been unleashed. 2 kills for him to start things off, but Edward is doing work as well. Apex, a 3rd kill for him, and he's on the way to the ace. If he can get it again, he gets a quad, and now it's just gonna be down to Seized. What got into Apex during that break? What have they told this guy?
I have no idea. The Tech 9 comes into play at the end, but that quad kill was insane. And a very nice spread out from Envy as well. Everyone just didn't just run onto the bomb site. They all spread out across that whole bomb site and in the middle as well. Very hard for NaVi to make a rotation in. And the CT side here, look at the response. All armor on everyone, 3 deals and 2 5.7s. So NaVi ready to fight early on here. And we got to remind you as well, it is Envy's map pick here. NaVi, they barely lost it on train, which means now they've got to play even better than they did there.
And Guardian taking a little bit of nade damage here, but that is uplifting if you're an Envy fan to see Apex get such a strong start. For me, he's practically more important than Kenny. He decides the pace for Envy. He's the one who's the first man into the site, and if he can get headshots like this right off the bat, it's looking real good for the Frenchman. So he's gone straight up to that AK rather, going off of those kills that he got in the pistol round. He's going full equipped, whereas the rest of his team, they're kind of skimping a little bit. They're playing around the SMG game to get a little bit of bonus money going into this next round. NaVi, though, they haven't really got too much going for them so far. Guardian has taken a little bit of damage to begin with. A bit of a focus on the B side, although as I say that, they're starting to rotate a little bit back towards A NaVi. So if Envy, they pick this time to push, it's going to get nasty for the Ukrainian mix.
Well, and there's NBK with the scout of all weapons, actually going to be picking off Guardian on the plateau over by B. Edward there, taking a bit of a prolonged fight, and Happy turning around. He's going to end up going down, but NBK shooting right on the shoulder of a teammate, and actually maybe even wall-banging through there. Could have hit Kenny. Seized hiding in the corner, looking for a shot. And Kenny going to pick up the double kill with the SMG as well, only losing Happy in the mix.
Yeah, so bonus money for Kenny. He's going to be perfectly capable of buying his AWP when the time comes. No worries at all for him. They're actually going to hold on to the SMGs as well because they know that after that force buy, NaVi are going to be going for the hard eco here. Although, as I say that, quad HE's picked up from NaVi. So are they going for the hard plateau counter here, Anders? Do you think they're going to just try and chuck these in and catch Envy off guard?
Yeah, I could definitely imagine that. What I hope they'll do is wait. I hope they don't just run in and throw them. I wanted to just wait until Envy actually show themselves. If you throw them straight away, it is just and they will be waiting over there. If you just throw them as you run in, which a lot of teams have done, which has always been really annoying to me, it's just a completely blind thing to do. You have no idea if it's going to work or not. At least here you can wait.
And this is wild. Happy's managed to completely infiltrate the back line. He gets right through connector into the A site, doesn't spot anybody, and so he's telling his teammates, well, I haven't seen anybody yet. Now he spots 1 and 2, so they have an idea of what's going on here, NV. They now realize perhaps that NaVi have stacked that B site. NaVi went for the gamble, and now it's going to be NaVi instead setting up to try and actually pick off a couple of the over-enthusiastic NV members, although Kenny finds that point-blank headshot on flamie.
Well, Zeus going to be taking down Happy. At the very least, they've done some damage here. The HEs have all been used and already done too much damage either. And it does seem like NV are backing off just a little bit from the aggression here. They maybe don't want to run into that fortress of NaVi members that are right on the other side of the map here.
And they do actually have Apex lurking out more towards T-spawn to make sure that anybody can't come backstabbing in from NaVi through the halls. So they really have found their way out. NV to hold on to their gear going into the next round. And kioShiMa doesn't really care if he dies or not. He has that UMP. It's not a big investment on his part. If he gets a kill off, that'll be perfectly fine. And he's looking for that extra 600, but decides to play it safe. Wants to hold on to the Kevlar and the smoke nade that he's got right now. So far, so good for NV. The Frenchman off to a tearing start here.
Those pyrotechnics there, I mean, we're actually sitting some distance away from the stage, and I can still feel it shaking in the table here. It's quite impressive. Wonder exactly what it's like if you're on the front row there in the audience.
Oh, yeah, man. You're getting a bit of a tan going, I think.
Yeah,
you feel that heat.
All right, AWP picked up on Kenny. We saw what happened on Train. He was very good indeed. Ended up top fragging on the NV team. We'll see if he can continue on this path as well. NaVi, their first buy round here, and it's very important they get a lot out of it. flamie wins that fight against Apex, but now come the rest of NV and ABK. He opens up onto it. Edward and flamie going down immediately, and that gives control of the bomb site to NV. Happy coming up from behind and shooting Zeus in the back. And now, well, a good swift kill there might just give a chance for a retake.
Absolutely, especially if Zeus wins this fight versus Kenny long range. Kenny, oh no, it's NBK who gets the headshot through the doors instead. And with 1 HP, Guardian walks dead on into the crosshairs of Kenny. You can see the frustration on Guardian's face there. He was hoping to be the hero. He knew that Kenny was tagged low and that NBK couldn't have much health either. It was entirely possible for him to pull off that 1v2. But NV not having any of it. And what a quick, I mean, this is that one, we're talking about the 1-2 combination punch of Apex with the rifle and then Kenny coming in with the op, but NBK is always right there behind Apex. That's how NV are so powerful, is just the fact that that double rifle, Apex takes the 4, but then NBK is there for the cleanup duty, and that's a clear example, that last round, of how that works out for NV.
Oh, nice shot from flamie, taking down Happy. No entrance there in the drop. He's spamming away with a deagle, and he actually hits 2 bullets, but it's not enough to get any kills there. A bit of a shame, but now they're all rotating in. If they can get here quick enough, some of these pistols can actually be lethal. Edward still has his pistol, and he was, at least formerly known as the pistol champion. Guardian goes down, flamie Zeus next. Edward going to be alone, and Kenny cleaning up with a triple kill. That's going to be it, not taking any damage at all either, so quick start here for NV, 5 rounds in a row, and now finally Guardian will have his own AWP.
Oh man, and this is scary if you are NaVi. NaVi have 8 frags total. Kenny's at a reverse James Bond again, and NBK sitting on 7-1-1. Just between the 2 of them, they're at 14.
Agent Kenny.
I mean, he is unleashed. This is the exact same start that NV had on Train as well, so NaVi right now, they need to hold on. They need to come up with something big in this round, really just slam NV, stop them cold, and Apex running in, but he still gets the headshot on flamie. flamie had everything he needed there to get that first kill.
Good shot from Zeus. Edward now up in the plateau. Flashbang comes through. Kenny, he goes down as well, and Edward, he can shoot them in the back. He has no idea where they are. He goes for the fight, and kioShiMa's gonna go down, but he's still alone. Jumps in with the knife out. No chance. NBK shutting him down with a double kill of his own, and that will make it another round here for NV. And this really highlights the exact problem you have playing against NV when you're on the CT side. They are so quick. At the first spark, they just keep going. There's no stopping them. They just charge in.
And we can see it, NaVi. They're taking a big risk here. I mean, we expect to see a few more T rounds on Cobble these days, so it's not the end of the world yet for NaVi, but they go for the force buy. And so no AWP here for Guardian. Limited nades to work with, so if NV were to go for the aggressive all-out play, there wasn't much there for NaVi to stop them. Instead, Envy, they're expecting some kind of quasi-buy. That's why they're trying to slow down a little bit. They don't want to run into some weird pistol kind of situation. What is going on here?
They're walking right past them in the smoke. Flamie trying to get out. He gets the shot with the Max 7. And there's Apex going down to the UMP of Guardian. So complete chaos over the drop zone. Cease is going to be spraying down one, but NBK with the refrag is least. Still a 2 versus 4. NaVi should be winning this round. There's a lot of time left still for the Envy team to make this one work, so got to be a bit careful.
And Flamie's been, or Guardian rather, has been spotted. Edward is holding the line. NBK's there with the headshots. NBK is doing work. He's got 3 kills. Make that 4! Single-handedly doing the job. NaVi now, it's all on Zeus. He walks into Kenny, and it's going to be the 1v1 clutch situation. Can NBK pull off the ace and keep Envy on top, or will Zeus come through as the hero? No, it's not meant to be! NBK with the headshot. 5 kills and a 7th round on the board for Envy. What a monster.
Right, and here we see very, very clearly just how much pressure NaVi are under. They have a 2 versus 4. They know the bomb is not even attempted to be planted yet, and they can continue to run in and fight, which is not what you're supposed to be doing. They should wait for everyone to be there. This one person at a time fight for NaVi is a clear indication that this team is under a tremendous amount of stress here.
And, you know, Envy love this, right? They love playing pinball all day, Anders. Tilts all day. NaVi right now, they're in the process. They are losing control, and they're going for another force buy here. So again, no AWP for Guardian. Limited on the nades. NBK is removed immediately, though. Great spray there by Zeus, and he's still alive. Takes out Kenny and Apex just a little bit late. This is a great situation now for NaVi. They have everything going their way, and it's going to come down to the lurker now. Happy finds one. Could get a second, but it's not meant to be. Edward is there to take him out, and NaVi, I mean, these are such chaotic rounds. It's so hard to see which way it's going to break.
Well, they're very, very important mentally for NaVi as well. This is a round where they have next to nothing and they still make it work. I think Edward getting 2 of those shots with the Max 7. So, I mean, jumping as well. Really, really good stuff. So 9 rounds into the game and they finally get into a situation where they can actually do something.
Sweet Jesus, NBK sitting on 14 kills already. We're 9 rounds in and the guy's got 14 kills. This could be one of those legendary performances from NBK where he just takes control of a map single-handedly. This is it. Sees the start. Double kill for him. And well, now, I mean, NaVi at least they have something going for him. Man advantage. And Guardian with that AWP, he can hold the line. He's going to be rotated in. He's already on the site. 3 players here for NaVi, actually. And there it is. Guardian wins the duel versus Kenny. Flamie spots out kioShiMa. kioShiMa going for the long spray, but Happy's there for the backstab. Guardian, though, is going to be the line. You shall not pass. He holds it. 2 kills for him in the round. And now we might actually see NaVi start to get some momentum going their way. This means that Envy have to tap into that bank 2 rounds in a row. But then again, I guess when you were 7-0 and with some pretty dominant, you know, rounds, they have the money to go for a full buy once again, Envy.
Very, very odd position from Cease from the beginning in that corner there. That's almost... I've never ever seen anyone actually hold that position, certainly not without backup. So if he had started to rotate out or anything right at that time, then they would have caught him in the middle and he would have got no kills. So a little bit scary, I think. But you're right, Envy spending pretty much all of that bank here to buy in another round. They definitely need a bit of a bomb plant, but Apex will open up with a shot on Cease.
And that's going to set everything up now. Envy, they still have the time. And they weren't actually set up to explode after that, right? To just go crashing into the site. So it is going to be a little bit more of a slow pace here from Envy. They're trying to figure out if they can find a second kill to create a bigger opening to take advantage of. And we see more of a standard setup now from NaVi as well. 2 on one site, 2 over on the B site. And they're just waiting for Envy to make the play.
This is smart, though. Look at the cross here between Flamie and Zeus. Flamie, if he even goes in to catch their attention, it's going to be very hard for them to check for Zeus's position. So right now, 50 seconds left to try and see if they can make this one. The bomb is making its way over here as well. NBK spots it out, but Zeus going to win it the first time. That's the bomb down as well. They see that on the CT side. 40 seconds now. And kioShiMa will get a kill. Guardians and pick up 1. Kenny missing the flick, but kioShiMa's there to pick it up. It's still favoring Envy at the moment. 2 versus 3, and Happy lurking in the middle. Guardian, how is he going to hold on to this? If he gets the kill on kioShiMa, that's the bomb down. But this is definitely going to be very tough. And who's rotating back behind? That's Edward coming halfway across the map to do this. Guardian taking down Happy. Gonna go for the next shot. That's the bomb down. And now it's a 1 versus 1. Orb versus Orb. Kenny versus Guardian. And this could be a huge round for either player. And Kenny, he steals it away. It doesn't even matter. There's the shot. And the money for NaVi is going to be reset really hard.
5,800 on Zeus. That's the best they have to work with NaVi. The rest of them are sitting around 2,000, and Zeus goes for the hero op. But you're right, this was such a sick setup. It's just that that smoke going down, flamie's kind of caught half in, half out of it. Guardian was quick to rotate to the A site, but Kenny just catches him trying to make the play, and it just does not pan out this time for NaVi. 8 rounds on the board now for NB. They come out ahead regardless of the remainder of this half. And NaVi, they're going once again for a bit of an HE combo play. 5-7s, P250s picked up on their side. And of course the hero op for Guardian. So Guardian, it's time to carry. It's leg day. Let's go to the gym.
Well, it's got a big stack on the speed bomb site. Zeus is going to pick up the one kill there. Apex spraying furiously, not connecting, but a double grenade from Kenny rains down death upon Zeus and Caesar. Now Guardian, he hears one shot. It's going to have to be a lot more flick on Kenny. Is he going to realize where Happy is? This could be a massive clutch from Guardian. They walk in, Happy missing the spray. Guardian trying to escape to the back line. He picks up an AWP. Still plenty of time here. Happy revealing his position again at Guardian. He wins it this time. He clutches it. It's the triple kill and a huge round from NaVi.
And this is all on the shots. I mean, you can see the frustration there on Happy's side. Guardian is more of a statue. Guardian doesn't really show too much. But Happy there, that's not often you see that much emotion on his face. So they really wanted to just tomb NaVi. They knew exactly the situation that NaVi were in economically to envy. If they'd won that round, it would have been dire times. But now NaVi, at least a clutch goes their way. Finally, this will build some confidence for themselves. And they're expecting some kind of all-out play at least. They were setting up for a bit of an anti-rush formation there. NaVi over on the B site. Then they decide to put Guardian back over to connector on A, and it is going to be a very quick A play here from NV. A quasi-buy from them with the pistols.
This is what they do so well. NaVi, they've got to be careful. NV wins so many of these rounds. Seized, escaping back through the smoke, but Happy catches him anyway. Guardian charging out, he gets himself killed. Flamie finally going to pick up kioShiMa. They've got to slow this play down now. They have all the advantage. They just got to compose themselves. It's Kenny and Happy left right now. They're still lethal. There's Kenny going down. Happy with the triple now, looking for a couple of more shots, but he gets shot in the back. And finally, they make it work. But NaVi, they've just been winning a lot of rounds in a row. That's, well, 2 in a row, then a round for Envy, and then another 2. They should be feeling a little bit confident, but they're so stressed that they just make some really basic mistakes.
Exactly. All of these rounds, I mean, they're clutch rounds, Anders. They're by the skin of their teeth. 2 players alive at the end of this round for NaVi. That's how close it is. Envy, if it weren't for the fact that Zeus was going to be that backstab and Flamie stayed alive on the A site, it would have gone completely out of control. So NaVi right now, yes, they're winning rounds, but they're far too close for comfort. We will have a boost early on, though, so they're trying to find somebody out of position on Envy's side. But this is just a standard pistol eco from Envy. No Kevlar, no nades, just a few bullets to see if they can actually find somebody. The 1Digs are here.
Now, really hope at this point that StarX is reminding them that they have to get onto a bomb site. Just relax, let them come. Edward not really giving much away there. There's no reason to repeat. There's no reason to fight here. Just gotta calm down and not be headshot by the Deagles. If they win this round, NaVi, we're actually getting into a scenario here where we've got a real game on our hands on Cobblestone.
We've gone to A right now, I mean, quite a few times, so I'm curious to see if this is Happy trying to condition NaVi to fear the A site and put more attention on it than they would like, so that they can then set up for a quick play onto B. Might be what's in the cards here, because Envy, you know, a straight plateau rush, that could be the answer, especially now that they have all the money. Kenny has his op. This could get really interesting. Apex is the only going to be staying on the Tech 9, though. I think he only had 3,600 at the beginning of this round, so it might be cutting it a bit close.
But to be fair, though, I mean, Tech 9 armor and running and, you know, dropping down and drop is a pretty good weapon for it. It's exactly the style that Apex likes. So I would almost say, you know, especially with the Molotov and the smoke here, it might actually be a trade that is worth making if you're Apex at this point. 14 rounds in, almost at the end of the half here, and a really good comeback from NaVi right now. It'd be great if they could take a couple of more rounds here. If they lose this map, it's all going to be over. Envy do have the map lead right now. We'll see. Big stack going on over towards B and mid.
Yeah, they really are focused on drop right now, NaVi. They were expecting some kind of play onto the B side. They're really set up here to counter any kind of big rush coming out from Envy. But Envy, they're also set up, they actually went for more of a standard approach to this. 2 guys over towards A to clear out the apartments, get a little bit of map control over there, keep NaVi guessing, and then also holding in the halls to see if NaVi were going to try for a push. But Seized and Kenny trading shots over in A apartments, and that's going to force Flamie to fall back and have to stay on that A site. And it also forces Zeus to back up. But there's Guardian striking out on Plateau. He removes kioShiMa, and again, NaVi, man advantage.
And again, now it's time to play it safe. There's no reason any of them should be peeking right now. They've got the clock working in their favor, and at some point, NV are going to have to make a move towards a bomb site. Grenade goes in and actually lands right on NBK. Good job there. Guardian trying to fall back. Got to be careful here. Might be going down. In fact, Happy's already opened up on one side, and Kenny, he doesn't even wait. He takes the shot from the side of the statue, and it's going to be down to Flamie and Zeus now. 20 seconds here, and NBK putting the bomb down. NV coming back in the round in spite of some big early losses. And now the smokes go out as well to try and block them off. Kenny hitting that shot for a triple kill now. All on Flamie, and this has got to be a godlike clutch on his part. He's got no smokes to try and block them out. He has to hit the shots. Kenny takes him down for the quad kill, and that's NV now, but 9 round with Kenny dropping 15 kills, tied for NBK for the top frag.
Yeah, he caught up in the end. I was saying he's starting to slow down a little bit. He was sitting at 11 frags, but then you get 4 critical frags as well throughout this round, because not only does he clear out A and keep NaVi guessing, he then rotates over to that B plateau and picks off Guardian. That one right there opens everything up for NV. That allows them to push onto that site. And well, now it's all the, 15th round, so the money no longer matters, but it was a little bit of a stretch for NaVi. Edward with the auto sniper could make things interesting, though.
It is the 15th round, so no reason to be saving money, but all these big rifles also means almost no grenades here. kioShiMa picking up one. Look how twitchy he is, but he still gets Zeus 2 headshots to open up that AP bomb site, and that's going to be a very tough round. No idea how NaVi are going to get back in here. NV, they've got everything they need. 3 more smokes, a Molotov. They've got so much utility here. It's going to be 10-5 favoring NV, which is a good scoreline, but it's by no means a knockout blow here.
It's a fantastic scoreline. I mean, you could expect 8-7, 9-6, 10-5 for NV. This is a phenomenal scoreline going into that second half.
But I would still say it's the kind of scoreline where if NaVi pick up the pistol, then we've still got a game in our hands. It's definitely not a knockout blow in favor of NV, but
we're not going full like 12-3 yet. You know,
no. There's a little bit of a cushion, I guess, is what we're saying. But that pistol round, that has to go their way, and the following 2 rounds have to as well.
And surprisingly enough, NV have been winning pistols versus NaVi. So
yeah.
What is this? What is going on? NV are usually the second win. Yeah, there we go.
Look at the NV team down here. Very excited about what they're seeing on the stage. Can't blame them either.
And Zeus, this is the battle. Okay, 3 of the players from NV, they've already won a major. DreamHack winner 2014 under the LDLC banner. They took it with Shoxy and Smith when they were still on the roster. Now it's a different roster, but they were in the finals of the last major against Fnatic, and they couldn't clinch it there. So to find NV, this is one of the most consistent performances we've had, barring Fnatic, in CSGO. The fact that they just keep making major final after major final. This has to be the one, though, Anders. Kenny and Apex, they can't let it slip out of their hands a second time. Kenny right now is nearly top fragging. He is top fragging on this map. It's a totally different scenario.
Look at how Starik's there, just walking back and forth inside a booth and talking all the time. He's really giving out commands here, right? Store seized. He almost looks as deflated as he did at the end of Train. It's been tough here.
He seized, clearly gave everything he had on Train. He dropped a 30 bomb. He did so much work for his team. This round, however, this map, he's only got 8 frags, so he really hasn't stepped up to the same level. It's Guardian instead who's on 13. But that isn't quite enough. We really do need to have one explosive performance here to get NaVi right back in and to get them that confidence to take this fight head on with NV.
There were actually 4 rounds in that first half here that we just saw where NV were down to a 1-on-1 or a 1-on-2. So that tells you again that the scoreline is sort of deceptively skewed against NV's side here. It could have been a very different result if some of those clutches had worked out in favor of the NaVi team. But right now, it is a really good platform to try and take a major championship with here for the NV team. 10-5, and the second half is coming up just now.
And again, straight boost here. This is a favorite strategy. Happy likes to get up here quick, and he's going to spot Edward coming around. Edward trying to go for the pre-fire. Flamie, though, will hit the shot. Dunk nade, though, on top, and NBK is there to tomb them. Double kill for him, and it's going to be down to Guardian and Zeus. 2 on 4, trying to press onto the A site, but Kenny holds the line for now, and the rotation is coming in swiftly. Apex is there, and it's down to Guardian, but not for long. Apex, he does the job in the end.
Sandra, I'm going to need to know how NBK hit a headshot on a guy where he could only see his feet. That first kill was ridiculous. God, I hope we get a replay for that. That is going to look that's going to look hilarious. Just wait and see if we can get it.
Well, this is already from Happy.
Okay, but this is the
mid-air.
Wow.
And then the second one on seized.
Disgusting kill from NBK. I love it. It's going to be 11-5 now. The 17th round is coming up. It's going to be 2 Tech-9s and 3 Deagles on the NaVi side. They know they have to fight back hard. They need to knock out NV here really early in the second half.
Nice deagle shot onto kioShiMa rather, to start on plateau, though, softening him up. It's going to make using that Nova just a little bit more tricky. Kenny spots Zeus, goes for the spray. There's just a little bit of information to start. Actually predicts the Zeus's position there. Zeus taking a bit of the HE damage to the face as well. But it's a focus on apartments. I think that NaVi will start to think, yeah, exactly, about falling back to the site now that they've encountered some resistance over in the apartments. They don't want to challenge it too hard. Instead, Kenny's trying to change up the angle, and it's Apex with that M4 who's going to set up for the long distance, long range fight.
Yeah, I was going to say, if Kenny falls back into the side, that's going to be dangerous. That's not the most effective tool long range, but in the middle here against flamie, it could definitely work out. And Apex up here, he's going to fall back a little bit too. Kenny wins the one fight. Headshot from Apex, looking very good at the moment with the defense. Guardian, the only one to get a kill so far, and Zeus will help out just a tiny bit. Still 2 versus 3. Seized, he does have Tech 9 and armor, and he's running up behind them here, but Happy, well, he's going to win the fight against Caesar. Now Zeus, last man left, drops down to the P90, and it's 12-5.
And so hard eco now for NaVi, but a guaranteed lack of off for Guardian again. He's not going to get it until it's almost too late. They have to win the next round, NaVi, or they're just going to get swept away. It won't be until NB are practically on match point that NaVi will have all of the gear necessary to really take the fight to NB. And so we have a Tech 9 picked up on flamie. That makes you think a little bit more of an aggressive approach here for NaVi. They go for a few flash nades as well, so it's really just flash, get in there fast, and cross your fingers and hope that you catch NB off guard.
Yeah, but you're going to be running into a Molotov as well. And, oh, and a grenade, look at that! kioShiMa and NBK, and then comes the P90. They're all so low on health. This is complete destruction. Up on that plateau, the anti-rush grenades is coming out, and that works beautifully. And that's going to be a timeout call, I think, for Guardian here. Just trying to see if they can compose themselves. This is the round. The whole grand finals right now for NaVi rests on whether or not they can win this one round.
And this is where it changes up as well, because it comes down to Starix now to figure out exactly what NV are going to go for in this next round. Are they going to try and skimp somewhere? Where are they going to put the focus on the defense? We haven't really seen too much of NaVi's offense, obviously, because we've just seen these few rounds. So this is a good time to pause for NaVi to say, okay, we desperately need to win this round to keep NV from getting up to that 14th round. They need that round where they can make an error and then be able to still come back into it if they want to get the grind going and get themselves back into this game. If they lose this one and NV go up to 14, it's over. NV win this championship. So all of the pressure now is on the mastermind behind NaVi, the man calling the shots, Starix.
And there is that trophy that they're all fighting for right now. It's a 3-minute maximum timeout here to try and go through what's happening. And obviously NV on their side. See Kenny almost sort of jumping with anticipation there.
He's fired up. He is ready. And NBK is woken up as well. 20 frags for him, 20 and 6 assists as well. So he's, he believes in sharing, Anders. He spreads the wealth a little bit. Lets his teammates get in on the action. And he's got, eight times he died, so wasn't able to go all the way. But there is no, right now there is no AWP picked up for Guardian. Like we said, they just don't have the money. They're light on the nades as well. So this is all a confidence play for NaVi because they're light on the nades, they can't make their lives too easy. They have to win these duels straight up when they come at them. And so far that hasn't really been working out for them.
Let's see if they can make this work. There's a shotgun on kioShiMa. There's
Are they really going to skip? Do they really want to take the risk right now, NV, though? Considering the situation, if you shut down NaVi right now, that's it. It's done. You have the title in the bag. Do you really want to hold on to a shotgun or an MP7?
It is the NV style, isn't it? We always ask this question, and it doesn't seem to matter really what the context is. They just want to get the most out of every round. Whether it's risky or not doesn't seem to be a factor. Happy opening up behind that plateau. They've got to be careful. They've got a lot of people behind them and maybe ready to jump down as well in drop here. Happy still covering it. kioShiMa close lining it with that Nova shotgun. Edward already gone, and now NBK trying to see if he can just defend or maybe delay the drop here a little bit, but that lurk onto a plateau didn't really do a lot for them. And a shot almost to the edge of the wall. Then Zeus very low on health.
kioShiMa was in position. Now it's going to be NBK. Charges it, picks up the first. 1-for-1 trade, but they still have the edge, NV. They haven't spotted the bomb yet, though, so NaVi, with 50 seconds left, they could still try and change up the plan of attack, but kioShiMa removing Zeus from the server is not going to help. flamie, spray battle versus Apex, then he loses it, and it's going to be going down to Guardian now in a 1v4. No chance of him getting this bomb down unless he can hit some godlike headshots. That's all that is it. And Happy, there it is. That's going to start. Second one for Guardian. Maybe he can take out Apex, but then no, the headshot from Apex, ruining their dreams. 14 rounds now, and we need 2 more. And NaVi, they're in a forced buy situation.
Yeah. They have to do this. There's no doubt about it. And nobody will try and play for overtime when you're this far behind. You just have to assume that now it's going to be when you hit every single shot. Even C's picking up a sawn off, which is going to make JW happy somewhere.
A little bit of a grin there, a little bit of a grin. Oh, you know, Fnatic getting eliminated by Envy in the quarterfinals. JW needs everything he can to smile about right now.
I think if you are a competitor, you'd prefer it if the team you got eliminated by actually go on to win. Kenny, close range shot there on Edward. They're trying to charge them down. They're stuck in this corner. Kenny and Apex, that's not a good position. They need to get out of here somehow. And Apex, NBK helping out, maybe shooting his way out of the corner. And they're going to end up making it working. Look at that grin on Kenny as well. 15-5. That was a horrendous position.
And now, speaking of horrendous, it's the Quasi. It was the Quasi in the last round, and now it's going to be the buy, whatever NaVi can get. Countdown begins. Envy aren't going to pause now. There's nothing left here for NaVi but to get the job done. 10 rounds in a row, and that will only get them overtime. So this is it, Envy. They have 10 match points to play with. Double op play, all of the nades, everything they need. Now it's all about keeping their cool, well, and starting off strong. Happy is taken out seized, and this is it.
Well, not exactly the kind of beginning that NaVi were looking for, but it's been like this throughout all of Cobblestone, it seems. Envy are just, whatever they try, even with the failing position back there, 2 men in the corner, it still works out. They could do no wrong.
And this is where it's nearly impossible for NaVi to predict what's going to be thrown at them. With 10 match points, Envy can go for any kind of harebrained scheme they want. They have so much room for error. So Happy going for an aggressive peek? Sure, why not? Seized is gone now. 4 players remain here for NaVi, and they're going to be pressing onto this site, and it's an ideal situation for them, but NBK removes Zeus, and it's not looking good.
Oh, and a second headshot there. Flamie gonna be gone. kioShiMa, and there it is.
Rapaz, 3.140%, 1.119%, 843%. Tá vendo essas valorizações aí? Elas estão acontecendo agora no mercado de criptomoedas. Enquanto você está trabalhando agora, tem gente que está multiplicando o seu dinheiro por...
Envy winning the last major of 2015 and the second title in a row here for 3 of these players. The first for Kenny and Apex. What a victory.
Well, there you have it. After coming so close and losing out to Fnatic in the finals of the last major, this time around, Envy, they clinch it 2-0. No mistakes made. They get the job done. And once again, a French team stands at the top of the world.
We are going to go to Red Eye on the stage here, and a very excited Envy.
A fantastic victory for Envious at DreamHack Open Cluj-Napoca. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for Envious! Congratulations to Envy. A deserved victory after a terrific performance in the grand final. And hopefully we can get a few words from Kenny. Come and join us. Kenny, come and join us. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenny, yes! It's been a long time coming. You've been named as the best player in the world in the past. You've had your downs and you've had your ups. Try and put into words what it feels like right now to be a world champion.
Yeah, that's right. It's been a long time I'm waiting for it, and it's too much emotion right now, so it's amazing. It feels really amazing.
In terms of the way you played in the grand final as well, could it have gone any better for you?
Standard.
So perfect for you.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kenny S. A fantastic victory for Envious as they claim their first as a brand and the second for three of them. Let's find out what our analysis thought